So now the truth finally slips out. The money was sitting there the whole time. Tiffany dips, and suddenly it's, oh wow, look what magically popped up in the budget. Please spare me the theatrics. Of course the money was there. Napoleon signed off on that budget himself. He slid in his own raise, shuffled funds around like he was running a street corner shell game, and smiled while doing it. These are the same tired tricks Tiffany got roasted for, just dressed up with slightly better punctuation and a new narrator. And here's the kicker turns out. Maybe Tiffany wasn't even stealing. She just didn't feel like showing her hand. And now Napoleon's sitting there with the side eye, wondering, wait, did she actually not do anything? Yeah, welcome to transparency, my guy. Napoleon, here's the crash course. If you want to look transparent, you've actually got to tell the truth. Don't stroll in here acting like you're the messiah of honesty when you're just recycling the same dirty playbook, but with fewer typos. Saying you're clean means nothing if you're still hiding the real moves. Right now, the only thing see-through is your ego. You're not rewriting the story, just remixing Tiffany's greatest hits. Stop acting brand new when you're clearly lip-syncing the same old script. That said, smash that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments because this one's wild. At the latest Thornton Township meeting, the board sounded defensive, but honestly, that's their default setting. They always talk like they're ducking truth bullets. It's like someone's about to jump out from the crowd and serve them with paperwork. What really caught my attention, though, wasn't the board members. It was the residents. People stepped up to the mic saying things that had me cracking up, shocked, and a little worried all at the same time. Just another episode in Thornton's never-ending reality show.
Oh.
But one speaker? Oh, he stole the scene. Mr. Christopher Gonzalez. Now, let me pause here. Something about this man's energy always rubbed me the wrong way. Maybe it's just me, but I've had him pegged as shady for years, especially since he's the one who name-dropped Tiffany back in the day and slid her into the supervisor's chair. That move alone had red flags waving like a 4th of July parade. Now, years later, he's back on the mic? It's giving major snake in the grass energy. So he starts talking, and then he drops a line that made me hit pause. Like, wait, what did he just say? Nope, not letting that slide. Unpacking this play-by-play, because whatever he thought he was pulling with that statement, it needs to be dissected, analyzed, and put under a microscope. And you already know, I'm about to break it down until it's crystal clear. Roll the clip. First off, none of this is new to me. Tiffany never liked being questioned. You'd ask her something simple, and she'd look at you like you just slapped her grandma. Her whole vibe was, why don't you just trust me? It's like asking for details was some kind of insult. And don't forget her thing for hiring people with records. She called it second chances. Sounds noble, right? But when your entire staff is exconus, at some point it stops looking like grace and starts looking like strategy. Think about it. Why surround yourself with people who can't challenge you without risking a parole violation? It was calculated. Then she expected the board to rubber stamp budgets none of them had even seen. For all anyone knew, Tiffany could have been paying Tiffany. She never showed numbers, not once. Now the story goes that everything blew up because Tiffany kept everyone in the dark. Nobody knew the budget. Nobody knew the cash flow. But here's where it gets interesting. She leaves, and suddenly, boom, Napoleon gets a raise. Suddenly everyone's got access to spreadsheets. So what's the real takeaway here? What? Are you telling me Tiffany wasn't actually stealing? That she wasn't corrupt, just secretive and controlling? Because if the money was always there and now it's just visible, that changes the whole plot. And honestly, I remember her saying it all the time. We have money. But if you asked to see it, she'd get defensive. Like, watch your tone. So maybe it wasn't theft. Maybe it was pride. She didn't hide receipts because they were fake, but because she didn't think you deserved them. Right. Different. So explain it to me. Because now we've got budgets. We've got spending reports. This is all anyone ever wanted. It's doing more with less. I was never out to gut services. I wanted to grow them smart. Now apparently we're finally doing it. That's why finalizing these budgets matters. Like the general assistance budget. like the tax refund project Tiffany always bragged about. Yeah, it's back, but this time with actual numbers attached. And Tiffany, girl, this is your chance at a comeback. This man basically just stood up and said, you weren't the thief. You were just impossible to work with. That's the truth. Your downfall wasn't crime, it was ego. Here's the thing though. If you act like you've got something to hide, people will believe you do. Keep the budget locked away long enough, and folks will assume you're laundering money in the back room. You created that cloud yourself. Even if nothing shady was happening, you made it look shady. But that doesn't mean you can't spin it now. Drop your fake book. Push your fairy tale. We both know it's not a real book, no chapters, no table of contents. Not even an ISBN, just a glossy flyer from Vistaprint. But if you want to run with C, I wasn't stealing. They just didn't like me. Go for it. Claim your martyr crown. Now back to Gonzalez. Someone please get this man off the mic. He's talking himself into a grave. People are giving him the please stop eyes, but he keeps going like he's dropping wisdom. Sir, you sound like a knockoff TED Talk. Back in the day, they'd pitch ideas like, let's do the tax refund project. I'd be like, cool, where's the math? Who's it for? What's the execution plan? And back then, nothing. Crickets. But now, we've actually got those answers. And that's how you move forward. It's not just with the board, but with the residents. Because they've been left in the dark just like we were. Picture Napoleon sitting there like, wait, Tiffany wasn't embezzling? Just didn't share her notes? Now he's sweating bullets, thinking, if she caught all that heat, just for being stingy with paperwork, what's going to happen to me if I actually screw up? Lesson for you, Napoleon. Be transparent. Be so see-through we can see your baby pictures. Be a window pane, not a brick wall. Even the supervisor dropped gems on it. Everything comes back to communication. Not just board to board, but board to resident. Ask. Answer. Repeat. 63 days later, and we're finally doing it. It's like dating you. Learn the quirks. You adapt. You grow. Unless you're one of the folks drooling over Napoleon. Side note, he's married. This ain't Christian Mingle. Please sit down. Still progress is progress. Now residents are finally part of the conversation. That's the real win. Wow. The comedy moment. Did you just announce to taxpayers that you've been on vacation at your desk this whole time, that you've been grandstanding instead of working? And now you want applause for finally opening your laptop? What you think you're saying is not what's hitting. Please stop speaking. But shout out to the supervisor, the board, and especially the residents. Y'all kept pressing for answers, even the uncomfortable ones. That's how it works. No more dodging. No more trust me, bro. Budgets. Two-way communication. It's the whole recipe. And that one lonely clap at the end. Definitely his kid or somebody waiting on a ride home. Pity applause, not pride applause. And Chris, next time you feel inspired to talk, resist. The last time you had a great idea, Tiffany ended up as supervisor. And we've been in chaos. Ever since, seeing Marvin up there was just off. Like she wandered into the wrong Zoom meeting. Maybe she's lost. Maybe she's there for reasons we don't want confirmed. It's not given qualified. Back to Chris, because he confirmed what many already suspected. Tiffany didn't steal. She just treated the budget like a secret diary. She left, and y'all finally looked. Everything was still there. No missing money, no magic tricks. Just Tiffany being Tiffany, paranoid, stubborn, allergic to accountability. And if you know she didn't steal, say it loudly. Because the street talk wasn't she's bossy. It was she's a crook. If that's false, correct it. Yeah, she lies. She spins stories like a carnival barker. But lying isn't stealing. You slapped her with thief. And now that it's not true, you whisper quiet. Maybe Tiffany will pop up and clear her own name. If there was ever a time, this is it. She's tougher than most built, Ford tough. Unlike a certain somebody dragging that walk around town, crying wolf. Ma'am, please, you've been running your mouth for years, but the moment someone questions your made-up illness, suddenly it's harassment and call the police. Sit down, you'll stay unnamed like you like it. But Jedi knows. You'll know. The dots aren't connecting in your head. Anyway, you'll behave. Or don't. I'm not. Just know this. Absolutely not. But yes, Mama still loves you. Always will. You. always will.